Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to a very new video. So in this video I'm going to explain, or I'm going to show you the difference between the Azure pipeline and the GitHub action. Basically, uh, some of us may use GitHub actions for CI/CD. Some of us may use Azure pipeline, and some of us may use like another tools. But I want to show like the concept is pretty similar, totally similar, but there is some difference. Like there is some difference in the syntax. So that's why I picked these two different platforms. One is the GitHub Actions, and another is the Azure pipeline. So let me show you. So what is the difference between the syntax of writing pipelines in these two different platforms? So first of all, for Azure pipeline, we need Azure-pipelines.yaml file, okay, in our repository. On the other hand, for GitHub Actions, we need a file, a YAML file, but it must have to be inside .github folder. Then inside this folder there will be a workflows folder. So inside this folder we have to write the CI/CD jobs or the instructions based on the task that we want to execute. So here this is the Azure pipeline and this is the GitHub actions. So I put these two side by side so that we can easily compare what are the actual difference. Like first of all, you can see the line number is totally same, like it's about 13 line, okay. So what is happening in Azure pipeline? Basically, we are trying to creating a job, and then we are just printing a script. Okay, so same for both of GitHub Actions or Azure pipeline. First of all, in Azure pipeline, we have to mention the the branch, which should be the target branch that will trigger the pipeline. So that's why we use the trigger key and mention the branch name. On the other side, in GitHub action, we first define the name of the YAML or instruction file, like it's the workflow one. Then defining the branch, we write like on. Inside this on, we put the action like push, and then we mention the branches, like it can be multiple branches. So first we just use main, okay. So then in Azure pipeline, it's must for us to pick a virtual machine, like the environment where our code will execute. It's mandatory for all, but in Azure pipeline this is mentioned differently, like independently. But in GitHub action, this operating system is taken inside a job, okay. So then in Azure pipeline we mention the virtual machine. So here I choose the Mac OS latest. So after that we define the stages means the jobs that we want to execute. So this is the stages. So that means there could be multiple stages or multiple jobs. On the other hand, in GitHub actions we define the jobs, okay. So it's pretty simple. So then we define the name of the stage, that means the job. In Azure pipeline it is like build, the name of the job, and then inside this job or inside this stage we define multiple jobs. So then we take the jobs keyword, then we define the first job, it's the build job, okay, it's the build job. And then we define the steps, like one job can have multiple steps. So then we define the steps, and then the steps could be anything. Here I choose just running a script, so I define the script. This is echo welcome to CI/CD world. Then we can put the name of the step, so it is display name, and the name is print greeting, okay. So as I said, we can have multiple steps. So then I use another step which is for this script, and the name of the step is print ending message, okay. So this is the thing. In GitHub action, like we define the jobs. Inside that we name the job. In Azure pipeline we name the job using the stage key, but in GitHub action we name the job directly. So here this is the name of the job. So inside this job we define the operating system like Windows latest. Then we define the steps of the job as we defined in this section of Azure pipeline. Okay, so the name of the job is like print greeting. You can see the display name we used after the script, but here we use above the script. Like the name of the job is print greeting, then the script. Here we use the script key, and in GitHub action we are using run. So after that we define the print ending message, and the script is like this. So both are targeting main branch. So if I push our code on main branch, then both will start working parallelly. Let me show you. So like currently I'm in GitHub action. So this is GitHub action, and you can see the last commit that I did, and this is the build. Okay, so let us open this build. So you can see the print greeting, the first step. Here you can see the first step is the print greeting, and it is welcome to CI/CD world, welcome to CI/CD world. Then the second step, which is print ending message, CI/CD is goodbye. So this is the message, it's executing. So this is how it works in GitHub action, and let me show you in the Azure pipeline. So here you can see the Azure pipeline. This is executed, and let me show you the stages. Let me open it. Okay, so you can see the stages, like the print greeting stage, print ending stage. If I open the print greeting stage, you can see like this is the print message, then the print ending message. So this is the message. So this is the difference between the GitHub actions and the GitHub Azure pipelines. Basically the concept is very similar. Both will automate our workflow. Like we don't have to think about the deployment. We will just push our code in the required branches, and then it will execute. It will execute on different platforms. The requirement is same, the thinking is same, just there is a little syntactical differences. So this is the thing, and let me show you. If we target different branches, like how it would show. Like here you can see it's also GitHub action, and here I choose different branch, which is dev branch. It's not the main branch. Like if developer push his code in only dev branch, the name of the branch is dev, then this will be executed. And here I use the Ubuntu. Then here I mentioned the feature branch, like if the developer could push his code in only this feature branch, then this code will be executed. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it will help us. It will help us all. Main motive was just to share the syntactical differences. Like many people may think I can CI/CD on GitHub Actions, how to do it in Azure pipeline, or how to do it in GitLab or something else. So there is or Jenkins. So basically the concept is very same, only difference in the folder structure, or we can say the syntax, or there could be some very little more steps like in Jenkins, but the concept is totally same. All works for the same requirement. So thank you very much. I hope you are all okay, and please share and subscribe to my channel so that I can bring more valuable content. My mainly target is to make my channel one of the reachful DevOps channel in YouTube, basically for our Bangladeshi developers who are DevOps enthusiasts like me. So thank you very much, and I will ask to pray for me so that I can continue. Assalamu alaikum.